These type of cards, very easy to make, but these new trendy cards look easy, but have a few inverted border radius involved that make you question how were these curves made. If you are one of these humans, then you came to the right video. Let's quickly go over HTML so we can focus on the real inverted border radius matter. By the way, we are using font awesome icon today. First, we have a div with the class card container, which wraps everything inside our card. Inside, there's a card div that holds an image. This is where our product or any visual content will go. Next, we have an amount div displaying the price. Below that, we have the content section with a title and some descriptive text. By the way, help me reach 500 subscribers by the end of March, so don't let me miss my goal and hit that subscribe button, it's free anyways. Finally, there's a close button. This can be used to dismiss or remove the card with a simple click. Now that we understand the structure, let's go style that cool inverted border radius effect. So this is what we have so far. And this is what we need to make. First, we set up the basics where the body is centered using Flexbox. The background color is set to blue. Next, we create the card container that has a width of 300 pixels, a height of 346.5 pixels, and a border radius of 25 pixels. We also add a subtle box shadow to give it depth. The easiest curves are obviously going to come in using border radius. But inverted ones will require pseudo-elements having border radius and box shadow. And yes, that's the secret recipe to create inverted borders. Now, let's style the main card area. This is where our image resides, but on the bottom right side we have a cut-off rectangle that I will show you guys, and for that we will use clip path. Here is where the rectangle cutoff is. We use clip path to create a unique shape, cutting off part of the bottom and adding an inverted curve on the right side. I will explain this clip path and its values in detail after this line is written. Clip path is a CSS property that defines which part of an element is visible by clipping it into a specific shape. Polygon is used because it allows precise control over complex shapes by specifying multiple points, making it highly flexible for creative layouts. The top corners 0%, 0% to 100%, 0% define a standard rectangle. Meanwhile, the 100%, 80% point moves downward, defining where the bottom cut begins. The 50%, 80% and 50%, 100% points create an inward cut at the center. The last 2 points complete the bottom shape. TMI clip path gives me geometry trauma, so I avoid it sometimes. Anyways, I hope you guys now understand the clip path values we used here. We are going to be using border radius of 25 pixels in most cases for consistency. We set the image to 90% width and 75% height, ensures it fills the space without distortion, centers it, and adds a fallback background color. Now with different colors, you can clearly see the clipped part of the card. The amount class displays the price and needs its own inverted cut at the top right. We will remove some corners by unsetting specific border radius values to match our cutout effect. I will add all those inverted borders by the end once the card structure is set. We have position absolute here because the card container is position relative, so it's easy to move this amount class within the card container easily. We should put this color in body rather than separately in different classes. This is where we remove some corners by unsetting specific border radius values to match our cutout effect. I will just quickly style the amount text with AMT text centered 90% width, as rounded corners of 25 pixels, a high z-index, and a soft shadow for depth. Now for the bottom part of the card with text. The content area holds the title and text, and we add an inner shadow to give it a subtle depth effect. The inset shadow will create a nice depth, making it look slightly pressed in. As you can see, both title and text are weirdly getting out of their container. So let me fix it by getting background color transparent while aligning text to left. Text isn't our main goal, so that's enough fancying it. Lastly, we have a close button on the top right, using an icon from Font Awesome that I can't see, but we will figure it out later. For now, just let me style it as I was supposed to. This close button gets a small shadow and a unique shape to match the card's aesthetic. We are obviously going to add some padding, color, and circular border radius in this icon. Now we figure out what is wrong with the icon. Please add X before mark in HTML. Alright, so here we have these inverted border radius curves to create, and what's better than pseudo classes before and after. It's the best way to create curves and then place them wherever we want because we have position absolute at our disposal. Since one curve already exists, we have total 5 curves to make. For that we will have 5 pseudo classes related to where the curve must reside. Card container before adds a curved shadow effect at the bottom right using border bottom right radius and box shadow. The top and left values are random because I want to show you how to get the perfect values to place these curves using the browser, in the right spot. We have width and height that will work here, but you can also change its values in the browser as you prefer. Pseudo-elements create the base shape for inverted curves, while box shadow blends and enhances the effect for a seamless cutout look. Let's see what curve we have made and where it shall be placed. This is where you will see the box shadow being another curve. It's usually solid and not shadowy, but it matches the background color we want. Looks nice, right? Now we just need to place it at the right place. Just see how easy it is to get the perfect top and left value here. Let's copy-paste these top-left values in the code. Card before creates a top-left curve by setting border top-left radius with a background color. We will use the same method of top and right values to be random until we find the perfect ones in the browser. Now the second I add border radius, you guys will know exactly where this will be placed. If I was right about my assumption, then subscribe to my channel. But if I was wrong, then still subscribe to keep some of my dignity, please. Smooth and easy, right? If you still have questions, ask me in the comments below. card after adds another bottom right curve with a shadow to blend into the design. We will use the same method here and in the remaining two as well to get as many inverted border radius curves as possible to teach you guys how it's done. Just decide where you want to place the curved border and give it width, height, border radius, and box shadow to it. With position absolute we can place it wherever we want using the browser for precise values. I think at this point you guys got what we are doing here right. There it is. Now let's just change the background color to purple and be done with card pseudo classes. Perfect. Now let's copy paste the whole thing in the VS Code. Now there are two inverted curves in amount class, so we will add before and after pseudo classes to it. I am having high fever while creating this video, so enjoy my high spirit talking, LOL. We are changing height and colors here to match our curve requirements. Oh, and also box shadow values. Now let's go back to the browser and place it where it belongs. Oh wow, this curve is so cute. I don't know why, but it's cute, but probably because it didn't embarrass me in front of you guys. Perfect. Now one more to go before we are done with these inverted border radius curve thing. This will be on the left side of the amount, so we will use left. Height should not be that small, but we will see. I really, truly hope this tutorial was good enough for you guys to understand what I am saying. But if not, then feel free to give me suggestions in the comments below. Let's see the final outcome of this card. If you have been dealing with my dead humor for 14 minutes straight, then